Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Manufactio Nuclear Edition. We have been busy starting to build out most of the processing for ores on main base area, at least in our bus-based kind of an idea, and I've been kind of busy just testing and practicing and setting things up and making things work. You will notice a couple of changes. We've done a couple of little bitty minor things. Mainly, I got really tired of playing around with the line loss that was with the IE wiring, so I went ahead and crafted a whole bunch of MV energy ducts and put them up all over the place just so that we can kind of play around with it, because we were losing a reasonable amount of power between right here and all the way to the other side of the base, so that when it's just kind of one of those things, we're just kind of fighting with a thing that's kind of, not really do the work for us. So line loss should now be down to about, I don't know, maybe 100 RF or so, something like that. It's really ridiculous at how quickly it can go down and go quite a ways away. But I have managed to process a bunch of stuff and run a little bit of things through a few other deals. I did go grab all of the junk that we had left over at base, in our other base, and just deliver it into these containers so that we have them ready to go. Almost everything should be backed up at this point. So we've got lead ingots, we've got copper ingots. I went ahead and stuck in another that blast furnace so that we can do tungsten ingots. So this is being taken care of right off. We need to do some serious unlocking because these things are incredibly slow. I do figure when we get the preheaters, we should be okay. I'm going to kind of try to base the entire processing plant thing around this kind of a technology. So we're going to run these things as fast as we can run them, and then we'll add in modules upstairs as we need the feel to do, and then we'll be putting in preheaters on these furnaces as we go. So I did do a little bit of messing around. We'll talk about the thing that's over there here in just a second. I've been building stuff, and a lot of what's going on to the next side of this stuff is not necessarily anything that I would figure is very important. It's kind of common sense building stuff. But what I did do is I hooked in a system so that we can start using up that sulfuric wastewater that we're going to be getting out of our ore washing plants. And so I ran another pipe down over here, and I got another hydro plant up and running. So this is going to be taking care of the sulfuric wastewater and is going to be getting us the sulfur. Now, sulfur, again, is something we're going to need an absolute ton of. So I want to start processing this stuff as quickly as possible. What we're going to do here, and this is just going to be another one of those kind of pay attention things here, is I'm going to throw the mineralized water away for now. We're just going to throw it away for now. I know we're going to need it later on, and there are other ways of getting it, but we will throw it away for now. We're going to take the purified water that this is going to produce, or distilled water, and we're going to shove it back into the network so that it can get used up over there. And in order to do that, we're already making a bunch of distilled water. Well, that's kind of a problem once again. So we're going to use a little bit of redstone magic to be able to kind of work with things. So these little valves are really cool. The valves are redstone controllable. So if you just flip a lever on the side of them, it'll flip back and forth depending on how you, you feed it redstone. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the off-put, whatever the wastewater that we're getting out of both of those two systems, bringing it down here into this hydro plant. This hydro plant is turning it back into distilled water again, removing the sulfur, and we're then plumbing that into a tank, which I'm reading with a comparator, sending into a NOT gate, into a controller network kind of thingy over to there that is going to flick those things on and off. Now, I'm shutting the valves off. I'm not shutting the controllers off. I could theoretically just shut this machine off, but then if there is a backlog in either one of these two interfaces, then they'll kind of fill up and be a pain in the tail. So that's how we're going to do this for right now. I don't really need a lot of this water. I mean, don't do that. There is, 4 buckets right there and 8 buckets right here, so there's 12 buckets of water right there. It's functional, it works perfectly fine, and that will make sure that we're going to use that water up first before we pull any more water out of the river over here or do whatever we need to do. So that should take care of that little problem, and that will start getting us sulfur that we can start stockpiling. And I did go ahead and run the logistics system over there and plugged it into the little chest that's in the floor. The one thing that kind of just at this point, and I'm just going to say it real fast and then we're going to go away. There's no real easy, fast way of getting anything out of these interfaces. really nice, fast way. I mean, at least at the point where we are right now. Hello, game, let me have it. We need to get to the better hoppers. Hopper. These factory hoppers can pull things out of interfaces very quickly. They're really actually very good. But like the only thing we have right now is the actual logistics system itself, and well, hoppers, and of course inserters, which I am not going to use. I'm just not interested in using them. So it's just kind of one of those back and forth things where we're just kind of fiddling around trying to figure out the best way to make things work. And it's going to be one of those we're going to kind of play around with for a while. So once we get the factory hoppers, I think we'll be okay. But for now, I'm stuck with the speed at which a hopper works to get things out of there. Now, we could do a little bit of vanilla magic with this kind of stuff, but I'll worry about that another day. So let's go talk about the new little bit of the section of the base that I have put in. So we're getting ready to do some more stuff. Like I said, we're going to do alloys and whatnot over here. And I kind of tore down most of the concrete plant that we built over there, and I moved some of it back over here. So in all general Minecraft, modded Minecraft playthroughs, there's just going to be some materials that you need to just make all the time. So like, cobblestone and gravel and sand and glass and stone and all those kinds of things. So what I did is I went ahead and tossed in a bunch of stuff in here that's just going to have to happen. It's just those little kinds of things that has to happen. So we'll just kind of walk down the line here as we start. It's a little kind of wonky, so let's actually go all the way back down to the bottom, back here. On the back, there are 6 grinders, and these grinders are going to be what we're going to use to produce gravel and sand. So I don't think we have any left. I think it's been sitting here processing everything. These 3 are going to make gravel out of cobblestone. These 3 are going to make sand out of the gravel that we're going to get out of here, and we're going to be sorting out the necessary parts into other chests so that they can go over here. Now, I think I could probably I have so many stinking chests at this point, it's ridiculous, so it's just one of those deals. I'm just going to use chests. I did make these specifically. That was a good one. Now you lost it. Let's see, which one do you suppose it is? You suppose it's that one? No. Is it that one? No. How about that one? No. How about that one? Okay. That way, if I need to, let's just make sure it lands on the bar. There it goes. Okay. If I need to, I can just come up here and grab one of those and throw it on wherever the rest of the network needs it to be, and then we can do other things. We're also bringing that kind of stuff up to the front and offering it to the rest of the system in case it needs to be there. Or used anyway. So we've got all that set up on the this side over here for right now. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap in case we need to stick something else in. We brought the concrete cement process over here, so this should be making cement. I think, where's the thing? I should just look down here, right? Yeah, this is making the cement mix, this is making the concrete mix, and they're just pulling the stuff out of the network from right here. And right here I have a grinder set up specifically so we can start making lime for the rest of the mess. And apparently this is going to be something we're going to need a lot of anyway, because of the fact that we have to do some other projects with it. So we're going to have to go set up some miners down underneath here. Again, there's a bunch of lime deposits like I've stated before, and we're just going to have to put a miner down there and just get it to go and to work on it so we can start processing it. We're on over this side, we're making a little bit of glass just because why not, and a little bit of stone just because why not. Everything again hooked up into the logistics and delivers its parts pieces over to this side. Okay, over here, we are taking the coal. You can't really see it because I don't have any coal right now. We're taking the coal, then we're grinding the coal into the, where is it? This stuff right here, the processed coal. Processed coal then is stored in either these chests up front or is then moved to these 2 coke ovens that are making, making a decent amount of coal coke so that we can power all of the furnaces and all of the other little things we need. That is also being transferred into this grinder so that we can make the coke dust that we're going to need in order to make all the things that we need to make with coke dust. That's all then delivered to a bunch of single spot chests or regular chests, or don't hit it with that, you dummy, you'll break it. I'm still having a little bit of a wonkiness, and I don't know why it doesn't want to fill things up completely the way it's working supposed to. It's probably just me, like always, breaking things, but whatever. We'll figure it out as it goes. It does eventually clean itself up. But we do have a whole bunch of just, like say, accessible things between everything else. And I've started to work on all of the boxes that we're going to need to be able to make all of the silly alloys and things. We're also going to make the concrete back here, and I actually probably should go ahead and toss another thing right here, but that's fine. So we've got everything ready to go for the alloy section. And alloy section, basically what we're going to do when we get to this point, if we have time today, we're going to do it. I don't know, because I want to make a power plant first. We're maxing out what we're making over there right now with all of this. So it means we're going to have to start building some more power. So we're going to play around with that in just a second. But anyhow, we're going to put a whole bunch of the ore mixers. I think, let's see, ore mixer, nope, back up. Come on, you're better at this than you think you are. Click, use. So we're going to go ahead and set up all of these recipes, aside from maybe the gunpowder right now. I don't really think I want to mess with it. We'll probably put something down for it. Concrete mix we won't need. Cement mix we won't need, but we do want like the bronze blend, the steel blend, the cobalt steel. We'll probably make cobalt steel out of the Invar at this point, because we have an ungodly amount of nickel because we're grinding up all of that lead the way that we're doing it. We'll do the electrum blend. We'll do the enriched redstone dust, because right now that's going to be how we're going to need to make other things. And maybe do fertilizer. I don't know yet exactly. Of course, Invar and the purified copper, the solder blend. Maybe, I don't know. It just depends on how we're going to do things. I still am going to have an issue integrating the what is this stuff called? Where is it at? The lime, this stuff, because when we start processing aluminum, in quite a large amount, aluminum ores, is it this one? This is going to get us a bunch of lime, which means we're going to have to feed that lime back into the system somewhere in order to be able to make some of the other things work. So I'm not offering the lime to the network yet because of how this is going to have to work. But that's going to be a later on down the line kind of thing once we get to the point where we have tons and tons and tons of aluminum. There is going to be secondary small ore processing facilities probably in this line right here for the last 2 or 3 very small ores that we're going to play with, like the aluminum, gold, silver, and any of the random things that we're going to dig up accidentally as we move along, because we're not going to get deposits of those and we're not going to see those for quite a while. So that's where the base is at this point. I've been having a lot of fun. This is enjoyable. This is quite a lot of fun. I know this is kind of just, it is what it is. And again, there's not a lot of sitting here trying to explain it. Mainly it's just toss machines down, hook them up to the network, and try to make sense of it in your head. These little sections may be for some more of these later on. I was going to try to get the concrete thing in here, or I should say the chemical plant in here to make the concrete, but it's a little bigger than I expected it to. Plus, we have plenty of room. I went ahead and made a whole bunch more since we ran a few things, so we have lots of room to kind of build right now. Anyhow, let's go back over to a main base, and we're going to start building some more stuff. We need more power to continue to work this system out, and there's a thing that we've had unlocked for a little while that we need to build. So in power, we can go look at the power system very quickly. We unlocked the Advanced Steam Turbine a long time ago. Can I get that to open up into things? Anyhow, Steam Turbine plan, we get all the plan stuff, cool. Turbine. Now, turbines, of course, again, it's another one of those kinds of things we're going to be playing with, is going to require 200 millibuckets of steam to produce 2,000, RF or FE a tick. And what's really interesting about that 200 millibucket number is this. If you look at the boilers that we've got right now, they produce 600 millibuckets of steam per tick, which means I can run 3 of those per steam boiler. So that's 6,000 RF a tick that we can run off one thing, which we're currently only making about, what is this other thing? Turbine. This dude right here, which I think I got to go back here and look at it, makes 1,200, meaning I can, what is that? 6 times our, you know, almost multiply our production by 6 times just by building 3 of these and hooking them into the system. They're a little bit more of a pain in the butt. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're a little bit more of a pain in the butt, and I forgot I need to make that thing. We've got a bunch of other stuff. They take a little bit more time to warm up. They also produce water, which we then have to kind of, well, you know, process back into the system. But that is an interesting thing because of the fact that you have to process the water to put it back into the system. So let's do a little bit of goofing. I think I have to make one more thing, but I did go ahead and throw together some of the stuff. So we need cobalt steel plates, we need bronze gears, we need 3 more steam turbine packages, and we need that plant. Is that everything I need? I think I'm short one thing. What are we short? Oh yeah, hardened fluid ducts. Fluid ducts, fluid ducts, fluid ducts. Plenty of fluid ducts. Can I make 3 of those guys, please? Turn this off. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. They're not multi-blocks. They're just a big structure you plop down, and they do something like this. They're incredibly loud as well. Incredibly loud. But basically what you have is you have a little water tank, a steam tank, and the has to get to that little green point right there. Now, this does not currently work correctly. Basically, when it's capped out right there, it's making 2,000 RF a tick. They have a small amount of storage, which is very nice. They actually store, I forget what it is, like 100,000 FE or whatever it is. They feed from the top, I believe, and the water comes out of the back of them. So we're going to build a couple of these underneath the base over here along with a couple of other things. So I forgot completely that I need to make the firebox for this thing, and I think we need a couple other things. So let me get a couple of more parts together, and we're going to move forward, and we'll be ready to go in a second. So give me a minute. All thinking I have it all at this point. We need a trash can, we needed a new fluid liquid fuel box, and we needed a couple of other little things. We're going to give the industrial water pump a try today as well. We may be using those and modifying those things out. I did have to cheat that in since we had already, well, you know, recovered this stuff. And honestly, I don't even know if it's given as a reward at this point. Let me see, where are we? Processing. That should be water. Includes the water bore number 2. I don't think it's giving us the, hey, that, what happened? Hey, there you go. Produces 2,000, I don't see a reward as far as that coming in here. It gives you the improved things and all the kind of stuff, but I don't see this as far as the actual getting the that thing right there, whatever this is. So we'll worry about that later, but we're going to give it a try. We did unlock that section, and I know I made a comment a while back, so we'll see how it works. We're going to go over here, and we're going to do the same thing that we've done already a couple of times. I've already started to lay them out anyway. I'm going to be building one of these with you guys, and then I'm going to start building them every... I think what we're probably going to do is try to go every 3 or 4. So, like, we'll do 1, 2, 3 lines or lanes, and so then we'll do the next 3. So the next one will probably be, like, right in here somewhere. But I want to build these things kind of down under the base because they're incredibly loud, incredibly annoying. We are going to build another one over here to maintain all of this structure eventually, plus all of the extraction and everything that's going to exist out here. But I think for right now that should work. Again, I went ahead and just capsuled up a bunch of this stuff and set it down. So let's start with, well, I should have did I do it again? Let me see. It should be one of those 2. Let's just figure out which one it is. Not that one. That one. Okay, give me you, and then we'll put you guys back here out of our way in case we need anything out of any one of them. Get out of my life. Thank you. Whatever. I don't want you in the way. Go away. Okay, so what we need to do first is we need to go ahead and plumb in the oil well package so that it is set up and ready to go. And I'm going to do these singly this time. So do this, and it should set on top of that. And I really should have probably built it into the ground. But we may want to be able to use this stuff for something else. So that should go right there. And that should be fine. The reason why I want it up here is because we're going to have to eventually fill it with the hardened fluid ducts so that it can you know, pump oil correctly. So we'll just stuff a handful of those in there for right now so that this will work. And then we need to provide some power and some connectivity. This one, I've tried rotating it a couple of times, and it doesn't like rotating. It breaks it just all over the place. So I'm going to have to deal with where the piping goes. It does not like rotating. So that'll do that part. Then we're going to place a boiler down. Probably, we'll put it right there, I think, with the firebox. And you can go right there. Cool. All right, cool. Let's hook the piping up to that then. Where is all of my stuff? I have a box full of all kinds of hardened fluid ducts, and I'm going to go ahead and just do this because these are not inventories. They work perfectly great, wonderful. I should actually, while we're up here, hook up some power to this thing. So, again, we're going to hook the switch on, and I'm going to get out and hopefully, let me have it. There you go. And I think, wow, right? There. Oh, crap. Okay, maybe that'll work and not break. We're just going to bring that down under it. I think. I know it gets a little picky with the multi-block. Let's go like this side, maybe. I may reorganize this anyway. Kind of looks like junk, but whatever. We'll get it sorted. So you're going to go right to there. Cool. We'll hook that up later. Now we need to do a hydro plant. So hydro plant is right here. Again, we're just going to craft it into a box. Place the box down. Put these away. And then this... I did go ahead and cheat this in for the other one as well as recommended. The one that you get in here given for the quest is like an 11 by an 11, and this one, the one that's actually in the thing, is a 9 by 9. So it kind of doesn't bounce around all over the place like the other one does, and it rotates. So it's cool. All right, we need to... Should have brought some dirt. Can I get you to set about right there? Cool. And you guys are going to go away. We don't want any of that. Hook this thing up real fast. Cool. Let's see. Boop, boop. Okay, so that should do that. We'll bring the water out of here, and I think it's the what? The top one? What is it over here? We're going to tear all this out eventually. This was, you know, really kind of just a dumb idea on my part, but okay. So the top one is the one we need to worry about. The bottom one is the one we're not going to fool with, at least right now. The bottom one, we're just going to, again, throw in a trash can. So let's see, top one. And this is a point where I've kind of learned to do this right now. I know it's kind of not the greatest thing in the world, but what you can do with this versus, where's my trash can? Versus the other ones is you can shut the connection off so that you don't have to worry about whether or not something is accidentally going to get plumbed into it. So we can do this, and then you can kind of just run that wherever you need to run it. That needs to go in what? The back? Right. Like so. That should do it. Cool. On. And then let's try this new multi-block. You are right here, and you are going to be here. This is going to be making way too much water for what we're going to do with it. The actual fun part about this whole thing is the groundwater bore Mark III, or the third one, will produce enough water to run this whole thing, given the fact that you can you can recycle some of the water. So we'll probably end up using these maybe a little bit differently as we kind of work our way on. So let's craft it into its box. And Do that. Click. And rotate. The water needs to go in back here somewhere, so it doesn't really matter. We'll just place it right. I think this is going to work. It's not complaining. I might have to... Well, it placed, I guess. Let's hook up some power to it and see if it actually works. Where is my other stuff? Put that away. Give me that and that. Because there's a pole right there. Does it work? Where's the power connection? Missing structure. Okay. Give me this. Pick it back up. Go away. Can't why? Oh, that's because there's not enough water underneath of it. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to find a place to put this thing down, which sucks now. I gotta rip it all up. Okay, well, we need to do a little bit of work, and I've already had this one set up. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to. Hi. What? Where did you come from? Hi. There you go. We already have something kind of set up anyway, so let's just grab us a little bit of water. Thank you. There was no capture base around. What are you talking about? Sitting right there. Okay, let's see. It's an empty castle. It's right there. Thank you. Give me my thing back. They work on a 5x5x3 block of water, which you can then move and do whatever the heck you want to do with. So, well, everybody's out today. Hi, guys. 2 of them. I was wondering where everybody was. Okay, let's get this hooked up and see what we can do. I did go ahead and clear it out, but we're short a little bit of water right there. So, if I do the thing, which would be right there. I think that works. I might have to get a bucket. Can we put some of these away for right now? Which one is it? Not this one. That one. Missing steel scaffolding slabs. I love that. There's something about hitting things with hammers that makes things go. How many are we short? 5. Oh, where are they? Those 3 right there, they look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Get back out of there. I've been having to do that a lot lately with things. Okay, so let's try this again. I put that kind of about right there. And I think I might actually be a little deep with where we placed it. Where's my thing? So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I want it right there instead. There. Okay. Still doesn't look like it worked. Okay, right there should be a full-on thing no matter what we do. So if we do this, and then I go in here and I get rid of this. All of this is reverse, so this should all just refill itself. Are you happy? Not enough energy. Awesome. Give it a little bit of power. Let's see what it does. It formed. It actually looks really good. Connect it to the wall over here. Now you're going to start making water. Not enough energy. Not enough space in fluid tanks. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, let's hook that up. And we'll get us a little bit of stuff going. So that needs to go up here. Whoop. I need one of the things. Where's one of the things? Do I have them on me? No, of course not. Why would I? Awesome. First try. Love it. Cool. We have water. We have water. Awesome. Go snag one of these over here. I don't have any paper on me right now, so I'm going to have to do a little cheaty cheat. Let's see. I want that because I knew I forgot something. As always, you always forget something. You're going to go in here, and we're going to go ahead and hook this up to some power just to get it to start buffering things, and then we're going to hook everything up. So let me see. I need one of those. I need one of those. Will that hook up there? Yes. Nice. Are you making the water? Are you making the water? All right. Very good. So next thing we need to do is we need to go lay down all these other little critters. So let's see. We need to do, where did I put it? Right here. Those. I'm just going to lay them out right behind it. Kind of like this, I think. Let me see. No, I want to lay them. Okay, so I think we're going to lay them kind of like this so that there's a little bit of space in between because this is where you get the power out of them. And we should be good to go with that. Can I not get over here? Thank you. There we go. Click. Plug all this stuff into the top of here. Need to get these guys rolling because they're going to start squealing and making all kinds of noise. Come on. Nice. Wonderful. Do it. Awesome. Can I get over there? No, of course not. Why would I? I'm not that good at parkour with these kinds of problems. But let's go do this. Hook these all up. Good. And then we're going to turn them on. Oop. Put that over here. Now, this is going to be another one of those times where we're going to do a little bit of goofiness because these things are going to backfeed water for us. They're going to give us extra water. So I think what I'll probably do is something similar to what we already had over there, which is I'm going to hook a tank into it. For now, I think, right, what we're going to do is we're just going to drop it into a trash can just so that we can get it working. And I'm going to have to let these guys spin up a little bit because they're going to take a while to run. Where are all of my pipes? I cannot have used all of that stuff already. I was going to say, give me some more of this. I made a whole bunch of it. So we're going to plumb them into here for right now because I don't want the water. However, we will put the water back into the system once I do a little bit more redstoning. So we should be having a little bit of stuff there. We should be having a little bit of stuff there. All I need to do now is hook that into some power, and we should have the ability to be able to make some things happen. So let's just go ahead and juice this thing up and let it charge itself up. I think I can get to here with this. I have a mess. I might have to move that down. Let's see. The power plug is over here, right? No. Where is the power plug? It's up on top. On the wrong side. Alrighty, so this will be self-powered once we get it going. We're just going to go ahead and run this direction with that. There. I'll probably change that out eventually because this is going to eventually go up into the actual base and power this section. But I'm going to have to make sure I take care of my math and do things correctly with everything else. So let's see. We should maybe be able to hit that now from the length that we already have. So let's see, jump up here, run back across the top. That's not where you need that. We can move that over here. You don't like that, do you? We just need something to kind of jumpstart this. Still can't get to it. Come on. Just need to jumpstart it. Go. You should have stuff in you. We'll give you some more. You have power. I have a big ugly spider. Great. You gave me those things. Oh, crap. Come here. Y'all dead? Okay. We should be working. We should have water coming in. Water is being delivered, maybe. You are not enough space in fluid output tanks. Let's turn these on. That should be over to here. Are you getting warm? You're warming up. All right, so we're going to let this whole system warm up, and then we'll see what happens. Uh-oh. That's usually the beginnings of when it starts to do the work. We have a little bit of steam, we have a little bit of pressure, and we're going to start hearing a really very loud, annoying thing. But as they spin up, they'll make us some power. Actually, let's make this look prettier. Alrighty, so we're up to speed. We should be about up to steam. Everything will kind of buffer back up once everything gets running. You stay over there, Mr. Creeper, and we should be good to go. So this is all self-powered. It takes care of itself. It feeds that thing. It feeds the water extractor. And when we get down a little bit more down, down through the hill here, down through the line here a little bit, we're going to go ahead and hook in this water from here into there so that we can shut that thing off occasionally. But for right now, that's what we're going to do. So we should have about 6,000 RF ticks sitting here chilling out, being utilized very slightly. This is what it's taking to run the actual thing that's over here. Ooh, hey, he gave me some gunpowder. Thank you. That is going to take care of the hydro plant, this structure, and all of that. So I think I don't even know what the numbers are really. That's 80 RF a tick. Hydro plant. Hydro plant is going to hydro plant tier 1, utilizes 155 RF a tick, so a little over 200 at that point, plus whatever this thing takes. So it's actually relatively cheap, relatively light duty to run. So if I go ahead and go grab a couple of things, so let's go just throw a bunch of this stuff away really quickly. I'm going to go run and get some copper and throw it into this. Actually, I don't know if I want to do some copper. I think actually what I need to go do is get some iron. Give me a second. I'm going to go get an inventory full of iron, and we'll come back and run it because we don't have any iron. But at least that should function. And this should now not be running at all except for a very teeny tiny amount of stuff that's over there. So give me a second. Alrighty, I got a random pile of junk that we can toss into the system. So let's give it some cobblestone. Let's give it some limestone. Let's give it all of that iron, that copper, and a few other things, and that coal, and let it go to work. He's down here making all kinds of noise. So that should turn this section on slightly. Goodbye, idiot. That'll turn all that stuff on. That should make these function a little bit and do some of the coal works, the coal chunks. These won't turn on because they're pretty much full. But that should also mean this stuff should kick on with the cobblestone once it gets itself sorted out. I don't know where it put it, if it's even gotten down here yet. Okay, we're running there. Most of these should be all full pretty much. Yeah, we're still going to run a little bit of sand. That may run some more of the stuff here. That will eventually get over here. Did it already do it? Yep, there it goes. Cool, nice, wonderful. That should, like I said, should light the system up and make it work. So let's go down here and see how much we're actually going to do. 900. 1,000. I accidentally lit that whole thing off, and well, that it didn't burn the wires, but it didn't have enough power to run it all. So that's going to be really cool. So we're barely kicking about 1,000 RF a tick right now, or FE a tick, whatever. This Forge Energy stuff is, you know, still one of those things that I'm trying to remember. Cool, very nice. That all looks good. The water will kind of fluctuate a little bit as they get used up and as they go to work, but I have played with this, and if I had if I had that trash can, I could easily just dump all of this. Those should function decently well. Now, where are we? The stuff that I left in this box, I believe, needs to come into my inventory instead of that, but give me all of this. I managed to leave my magnet over here, so I kind of had to fool around with it, but we'll leave that around for a little bit. Very cool, very nice. Once this all spins up and goes to work, we should be fine. Now, the water might be a problem as long as this thing doesn't want to continue to work correctly. We're doing as fast as we can. Not enough space, not enough space. Good, that's what I want to see. I may end up putting a tank on these. I find that it's being a little bit wonky if there's no place to put it, even though it looks like there's a place to put it. It should work, but it looks good. Looks good, looks good. Awesome. All right, so this is what we're going to build every so often down through the base. So I'm going to kind of energy manage how things are going to work. This will create around 6,000 RF a tick, although I don't think we'll probably try to cap it in each line. We'll probably try to keep it around 5,500 or something like that, just so we can do what we need to do. But this whole little thing should run everything that's currently up there just perfectly fine, at least for the time being, plus maybe whatever else we'll plan around with. So next episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start building out the next section that is up underneath here, which is going to include all of the alloys that we're going to need to mess with and probably produce them as well. So anything that's going to be, like we said, anything that's going to be in the ore mixer, right here, use on this. All of this stuff aside from this recipe, this and this recipe. So all the rest of this, the bronze, the steel, the cobalt steel, the electrum, like I said, we'll probably do this because we have an ungodly amount of Invar coming in, or nickel. This, maybe. It may be this or maybe the other one. Just depends on how things work. So there's going to be a whole lot of machines, and all of those machines are going to then get fed into something that is going to produce the ingots that are going to come with that. So for now, I will see you all in the next one, and thank you so much for watching. I've been having a lot of fun. This is me and Satisfactory right now are having a really good time playing, well, Minecraft. So see you guys in the next one. Bye.